Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and to another video. Today I'll be sharing with you 10 tips for how to stay focused while working or studying. As for all my other tips videos, I cannot guarantee that all of these tips will be new or revolutionary to you. These are just some simple tips that have helped me maintain my focus better, and I really hope that at least some of them can help you guys too. So let us just get started with the tips. My first tip is to have a designated workspace with limited distractions. If it's possible, I think the best thing to do is to have your workspace outside of your bedroom. But if you live at home with a lot of other people, that may of course be a bit difficult. At least try to find a study space where you can feel productive and focused without getting distracted. And you should try to have separate places for work and relaxation. My next tip is to only keep the essentials on your desk. For example, when doing math problems, you don't need 5 highlighters or brush pens or several fancy notebooks. You only need a few items to get your task done. Only keeping a minimum of items on my desk at all times really helps me focus on what I have to do instead of everything that's around me. The next tip is to write down goals and tasks for each study session. Having a specific goal for what you want to reach, as well as a step-by-step plan for how you're going to achieve it, really helps you focus on what's important for each particular study session. Splitting your work into smaller tasks like I've done here is also a great way of maintaining focus, because I find it easier to focus on one specific question than to focus on an entire topic at once. Noises are one thing that can make me extremely distracted while studying. So my tip here is to have some sort of background noise that helps you block out noises from the environment. I prefer listening to some kind of monotonous sound like rain sounds or a non-talking ASMR video, but a lot of other people prefer listening to music instead. There are lots of options, so the most important thing is that you find some sort of background noise that allows you to focus. My next tip is pretty obvious, but for most people out there, our phones are the biggest distractions for us. So in order to maintain focus, it is a good tip to turn off Wi-Fi and use an app like Forest to avoid going on your phone while you should be working. I wouldn't recommend having your phone on your desk at all unless it's important for your work, so try putting your phone somewhere out of reach from your desk. It's easy to lose focus when you work for too long at a time, so my next tip is to work for short intervals. I know a lot of people prefer the Pomodoro method, which is 25 minutes of work and then a 5-minute break, but personally I prefer to work for 45 minutes and then take a 10 or 15-minute break. And you should try to get away from your desk during your break just so that your mind gets some rest. Now that we're on the topic of breaks, you should try to get some fresh air during your breaks. Try opening a window and to actually go outside for a short walk for at least one of your breaks a day. Going outside really helps to clear up your mind so that you're feeling refreshed and ready to focus again once you start working. My next tip is to set time limits. I find that I focus better when I know how much time I have set for each task or topic that I'm working on. Having a plan set for your day helps you to focus on one thing at a time, and having a set time for when you're gonna stop working at least makes me more motivated to focus during the times that I've designated for work or studies. Finally, here are 2 tips to help you cope with distracting thoughts while you're trying to focus. The first tip is to practice mindfulness. There are a lot of great apps and websites to help you get started, and I've really been liking the app Headspace. I've only tried out the free features, but even the first basics pack really helps you to deal with unwanted thoughts without focusing on them. So I would definitely suggest trying out different resources for mindfulness just to help you become more aware of your thoughts, so that you don't let them distract you. My final tip is for those times when you're trying your best to focus on a task, but unwanted and distracting thoughts just keep showing up and preventing you from focusing. What I find helpful is to simply write down any thoughts that stress me in any way so that I can deal with them later. It doesn't make the stressful things go away, but by writing your thoughts down, you don't have to constantly think about remembering them so that you can finish your task before having to deal with them. So that is it for these tips on how to stay focused. I really hope that some of these tips can help you and that you enjoyed the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video.